So it's been a while since I've vlogged. I don't know why I went on this dry spell. Like, I think I got depressed, but then I got more depressed from not having creative outlet, and it was kind of a vicious cycle. And so I didn't mean not to go this long without vlogging. I've been thinking about my political beliefs more. I don't know whether to start like on that or to do something else. I have been feeling a little more depressed lately. Like, I'll get out some fresh air and then I'll come back in and I'll be in the house most of the day. And also I lost my routine. I lost my sense of routine, and but when I was given a project like the other day to just help grocery shop for my friend and drop food off for him, like I felt better because it gave me something to do. So I guess I ought to just keep busy in order to stay productive, which is actually a form of self-care, even though there's also the pressure of being productive when that's not necessarily a requirement, because we're all doing what we can to survive in these traumatic times. And something else that bothers me is that I saw this meme that says this quarantine is the closest us millennials, basically me because I am a millennial, are gonna get to retirement. And I'm like, this is not how retirement should feel like not being able to go out or go anywhere. Like it's like time off, but then it's not really time off because it's stressful, especially if you have a loss of income, if you're struggling to pay your bills. I filed for unemployment recently, so I need to go check up on that soon. I think I filed almost a week ago. I should go check the website to see how if they've accepted my claim case yet. But I guess it's kind of a positive spin on things, because sadly we're probably, us millennials aren't gonna have retirement one day. We're just basically gonna work until we die, unless we get a good enough job where we save up for retirement. Which, I mean, things are just hard. The state of the world today. I'm no Debbie Downer, but we definitely the working class is basically the working poor, and we're all struggling, and I think it's actually more of the norm to be struggling these days than it is to not be struggling, which is a shame. And I'm also, as myself, as an individual, I'm in touch with the fact that I do have some privilege, and that I, at least before this pandemic, I had a steady job with steady hours, and I wasn't necessarily struggling, but every dollar meant something to me. It still does. I was at the laundromat, and they were giving me quarters. It was one of those bar laundromat places, and they gave me quarters, and I miscounted at first, and I thought they shorted me 4 quarters, and I counted again because I didn't want to accuse the bartender of anything. And she's all like, "Oh, it's just a," and she saw me freaking out over $1, and then and she's like, "It's just $1 difference," but $1 is a lot to me. That's $1 is part of a one-way before for a streetcar. $1.25 is how much a one-way costs, and depending on which laundromat, $1 is half of one load. Because I think the magazine laundromat is $2.25. The one on Maple is expensive. It's $4. But the magazine laundromat is $2.25, $2.50, and so is that bar laundromat that I went to. It was actually Igor's on magazine. And so $1 does mean a lot to me. I'm very conscientious about how I spend my money, and I'm also a good tipper. Don't get me wrong. I tip generously. I always tip 15-20%, whether it's a waitress or a delivery driver. And I've been ordering a lot on Postmates lately, and I always tip 20%. I always do. I think the least I've ever tipped was gonna be 18, and like I don't know, like I felt like 18 was fair because like that order took forever. But like I guess I should, but maybe it was no fault of their own. But like I still even tipped them 18, and like even if a waiter like ignores me the whole time, like I'll still tip them at least 15. Like I actually almost always at least tip 20 when I'm at a restaurant, and then I sometimes tip 25 or more if they're nice. And if I ordered something cheap in terms of food, like I'll tip them 50%, you know, because they deserve it. Because I know how hard it is in the service industry, and I work retail. I mean, I've never worked in the service industry, unless you count retail as service industries, really, depending on your terminology. But I've worked retail, so I know how hard it is to be like not paid much and treated bad. And like retail in some ways is harder because they have to put all the stuff back on the shelves. Like, and also like you basically more or less make the same rate every hour. Like if you're like a waiter, like you still make tips and then the base rate. But I mean, I kind of am scared to ever become a waiter. I've applied for some jobs, but I've gotten interviews, but I've never gotten hired. And like perhaps it's best that I stay at my current job until I one day start a career, because like at least it's stable and I understand it at this point. It's familiar. It's just right now, like my store is closed. And so yeah, I bid you all adieu. Hope you all have a good day.